every pork chop were perfect,
we wouldn't have hot dogs.
Hola, Geek fans. This is Geeks at the Movies, another Guest Geek segment. I'm lead writer here, Jacob Desitels. This is Joseph White. So today we're going to be talking about Steven Universe. We're both really big fans of it, but for people that don't really know that much about it, how about you explain it to them?
Okay, so Steven Universe is kind of a coming-of-age story about a kid named Steven Universe and his adventures with the crystal gems, which are his magical caretakers, as they live in Beach City and are constantly fighting monsters and protecting humanity.
Yeah, I really like the show, and the thing that I really like about it is the characters. Like you said, Steven, he's a really interesting character. You know, he's a kid, he's kind of an oddball, and he has the power of the crystal gems. He has a gem himself, and there's a really interesting story thread throughout the whole series where you see his powers coming out. That's how the whole series starts out, pretty much.
Yeah.
You see him have his shield. But what are some of your favorite characters in the show?
Oh, you mentioned before that your favorite character is Greg,
Yeah.
and he is definitely one of my favorites. Greg is his father, who lives out of his van, is like a retired rock star, and like he's so great.
Yeah.
He's got like long hair, but he's balding on the top.
Yeah.
Like such a clash of stuff. But I think overall, my favorite character has to be Sour Cream. Like, that kid is just the best.
Yes, there's one episode where they find this crashed alien, his pod, and he's just throwing rocks at it. He's like, here comes the rocks! Yeah, I love Sour Cream in that show, and I love Onions too, even though he's so weird.
He creeps me out a little bit.
Yeah, he does creep me out. But my favorite characters, besides Greg, is probably Garnet and Amethyst. I love both of them so much. They're my favorite gems. And I do like Pearl too. She annoyed me at first, but they really go into her character as the show goes on.
Yeah.
You know, they're all three of the gems. They're all different kind of like mothers for Steven. You know, Pearl's like the one that worries a lot. Amethyst is the fun one. Garnet, you know, she's the leader. She's the leader of the pack. So, you get some more really interesting characters in each episode. You know, well, episodes like throughout the first season and second season, they focus on these characters like individually.
Yeah.
It's some really fleshed out story arcs with them, and my favorite ones, you know, they are the Greg's ones where they go into the past. We get to see Greg and Rose's interaction with each other and how they got together, and I really want to see more of Rose because even in the second season when we get to see more of her, that they're still hiding her a little bit.
That's true.
And but they do have a lot of really interesting story threads that
for those of you who don't know, Rose Quartz is
Yes.
Steven's mother.
Yes, yeah, Steven's mother who had to like kind of
Give up her mortal physical form in order to bring Steven into the world.
Yeah, so and that's a really interesting thing to bring out, and then we'll introduce Lion, who's another one of my favorite characters.
Yeah, I don't know what he is.
Yeah, I know he's pink like Rose, and you go inside his mane, you're inside this weird other universe where you can't breathe, but it has all of Rose's possessions inside his mane. So it's really weird, but I like it. I like shows that you know they introduce things and they can come back to them later.
Yep.
And just introduce them as the story moves along, and that's what Steven Universe does a lot.
Yeah, it gives a feeling of realism that like they're not trying to tell a story. You just happen to be watching when these things happen, and there's a lot of stuff that they don't explain, and maybe they'll come back later, maybe they won't. I mean, they probably will, but that just not focusing down, introducing a character and spending 3 episodes on them, like they don't do that, and so that you just get to see them interact.
Yeah.
And that's what's a great part of the show.
And they like on the opposite end, they also don't do a lot of cartoons do where they have one episode and then they don't mention anything from that episode ever again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I really like about Steven Universe. It has an actual story to it. So what are some of your favorite moments from season 1?
Oh, season 1. Overall. Oh, me see. Was that... No, the Crash Pod was in season 2, yes? Yeah. Okay. So season 1, I think Alone Together overall was my favorite episode.
Yes.
When, I guess, spoilers if you haven't watched the episode, Steven and Connie, like, fuse, which is crazy because only gems can fuse, but Steven, who's like a half gem, half human, and Connie, his friend, fuse together and become Stevani.
Yes.
And she goes off on all her adventures, and it's really cool how at the end, well, first of all, Sour Cream's in there, and he just like, glow sticks! That was great. But you get to see, like, at the end, they make the decision that this fusion thing is really, really cool, but they'd rather have the human hanging out together than this weird alien, like, being the same person thing. Yeah. So they choose the human thing, and it's really heartwarming, and then, like, the episode starts off with dancing, episode ends with... It's just overall...
Yeah.
I love that episode.
Yeah, that's definitely one of my favorite episodes, but my favorite episode is the season finale of season 1, and they definitely introduce something in Alone Together that comes about in the last episode, where you see Garnet, she's like really excited that Steven has fused for some reason, and then you find out why, that she's actually 2 gems that are fused together. She's been like that the whole time, and Steven didn't even know. Just the gems knew. She's what are the other gems' names?
Ruby and Sapphire.
Yeah, Ruby and Sapphire, and it's really interesting to when you see them interact with each other, because Ruby, she's Garnet's like angry side, and then Sapphire is the more calm, relaxed side, and then they come together, and then she becomes the powerhouse that we know as Garnet. And there's that awesome fight scene that we see with her in the leader of the
Stronger Than You, that song.
I love that. Yeah, I love that song. It's so great. And then moving into season 2, you got to see even more fusion moments. You got to see Garnet, Pearl, and Amethyst all form together into that one giant fusion. I really like that scene where they're at the dinner party with Connie's parents, and then she just shows up. He's like, "Wow, your mother's kind of big." But well, overall, the show's just so great, and and it has a lot of really interesting and good messages for kids in the show. And it's not just for kids. It's a family show overall. So it has a lot of kind of like laid back in the background messages for people that are gay, people that are trans. It has a lot of that in the show. And it teaches kids that, it's okay to be like this. So that's what I really like about the show, that it has all these messages in the background, and just overall that it just like delivers them, in a way that's not, like in your face. It's not preaching. So.
Yeah, it's really good that like they have these relationships like between Ruby and Sapphire, and they're not like, oh, this is marriage, this is love, like this is 2 women, this is homosexuality. Like they exist, and since they're asexual beings, they can do a lot more without stepping on the network's toes. Yeah. But they just put it out there. It's not, maybe it was made to make a point, but it doesn't feel like that.
Yeah.
It feels like it's just real and sincere, and these 2 people just really love each other.
Yeah.
Which I mean, whether that's a like sexual thing or a non-sexual thing,
Yeah. I really, that's what I really like about the show, is that it has these messages to it, and it's good that they have them there. And so some of my other really things I like about the show are the music. I love all the songs.
Oh yeah, Rebecca Sugar is genius.
Yeah, and I just love the background music too. For me, when I saw the first episode, it reminded me of like battle music from video games.
Oh yeah, that's really true.
Yeah, that's what like struck me, and I was like, I might stick around for the show, because I didn't love the first episode, but it has some interesting things to it that I was like, I'm gonna stick around, check out the show some more. And then and what I also really like is like I said, the characters, and what's some of the other things that you like about the show?
Oh, I love the stark contrast that they just present, and it's another reason why I feel so real, between like these magical beings and like these everyday just people trying to live their lives.
Yes.
Like they're, it's not some alternate dimension, it doesn't feel like, where magic is real or whatever. It feels like these magical beings have just come from space, landed in this town, and all these people are trying to figure out, like, how are we supposed to interact with them? Like you mentioned, when they all fuse together to be, like, Steven's mom.
Yeah.
Like, they're kind of freaking out, like, okay.
Yeah.
Or all these different destruction things, seeing Mayor Dewey react to whenever they, like, blow something up, or when the season 2, the whole spaceship, like, explodes, and...
Yeah, I love the, I love, Frybo.
Oh!
Yeah, his whole thing where he keep Beach City weird. I love that whole episode.
Yes.
With the, snake people, Sneeple.
Yes, that was a great one.
Yes, so, like we said, this show has great characters, great interactions between them, great fleshed out episodes for each of the characters, great storyline that just keeps going on and on because of all the breaks that they take. There's like, every season there's like 5 breaks, and the seasons don't even like exist in the show. It's just like multiple breaks around.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, so but we really like the show, and we're really looking forward to the rest of season 2 whenever it comes out, sometime this year. So, we'll probably come back, do a review when that comes out. So sadly, we reached the end of this Guest Geek segment on Geeks at the Movies. Is there anything else you want to say, Joseph?
Yeah, if you guys are interested in seeing more of me, having fun playing video games and stuff, you can go ahead and check out my YouTube channel. It's Josephus. Shane might put a link in the description.
We'll do that for you.
Woo! And so, mostly playing League of Legends, but I have done some other games. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and check it out. Thank you so much for having me on the show. It was tons of fun.
Yeah, thanks for coming. Alright, so this has been Geeks at the Movies. I'm Jacob Destos, Joseph White. We'll see you next time.